Do you believe in a secret society of rich and powerful men that control everything in our universe? Would you believe their leader is Mr. Incredible? Or that the requirements for entry into a 200-year-old secret society of America's elite that's supposed to be hella secret, but apparently everybody knows about it because their entire building has their damn logo on the top, which is about as inconspicuous as a fucking McDonald's, is, from what I can tell, be good at sport and steal weather vanes. Sir, Mr. Craig T. Nelson, I can give you a list of about 25 truck-riding yee-yees that could do the same exact thing. Oh yeah, let me get to the point of this. Today we have the SKULLS from 2000, and the director is the same guy that did the first Fast and the Furious movie, and XXX. And according to his filmography, Dragonheart, and apparently The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. But apparently that's not all, so here's the scuttlebutt on that. So while I was watching the SKULLS, I decided to do a deep dive into who the fuck this director is. Because when I saw the name, I was wondering if this is the same man who directed the live-action Garfield movie with Bill Murray. So the rumor on Garfield is that Bill Murray didn't even actually read the script. All he saw was the last name Cohen on the screenplay, and he's like, yep, I'll do it, thinking it was a Cohen brother. And in fact, it was not a Cohen brother. And I was like, okay, I wonder if this is the same man. One, no, it is not, but two, this man was awful. Like, apparently there were some horrible accusations made, and I think it was 2021 or even 2019, regarding a woman on the set of XXX. And I was like, damn. So there you have that. Let me go ahead and spoil SKULLS for you. The SKULLS is about a boy who goes to Yale University, and then he's invited to join the secret society of the SKULLS, who's apparently been around like 200 years. But it's not actually a super secret society because everybody fucking knows about it. Legitimately everybody. And it's like, well, maybe it's, and you're probably thinking, well, maybe it's like an urban myth kind of thing. Like what actually happens in teachers' lounges, which I can actually tell you nothing. Anyway, but no! It's commonly known and everybody talks about it, and there's no implications for actually talking or telling somebody you're in the SKULLS that I can tell at least. They have a house dedicated to the SKULLS, kind of like a frat house, but much fucking fancier. And they have a weather vane with their logo on top. So they essentially put the Avengers A on the Tony Stark building, but it's their SKULLS logo on top of their big castle house. And in order to get it in, they had to go to another secret society that's not actually a fucking secret, it's Castle House, and steal their weather vane that is shaped like a python. Which my favorite line in this whole movie is the guys in the robes talking to the pledges, and they're like, in order to be accepted, you have to steal their python. And one of them was like, is it poisonous? Perhaps. And that's probably only funny to me because if I'm not mistaken, pythons are constrictors. Just Googled, pythons are in fact constrictors. Which means they either lack the venom or don't have enough venom to really fuck with you. But also, snakes can't be poisonous. They're venomous, but not poisonous. But that's not important. So they get into the SKULLS Society, and then they're given like all this money because it's made up of all these fucking rich dudes. And the rule is, once you get to where you're supposed to be, which he wants to go to law school, you have to inherit, or you have to bequeath like 20% of your estate to the SKULLS Society. But they give him a bunch of money and these like restored cars and beautiful women, which you would think would be pretty fucking mundane. However, they did this in a montage over a Creed song. This is as 2000 as you can get. So that's all well and dandy. And then when they are actually accepted into the society, not only are they branded and given a watch to cover the brand, because, you know, that's the best way to do it. They are given a key to the fancy castle house and a book with all their rules in it, and they're supposed to keep the book with them at all times. Don't you think this was better left not written down? Shouldn't a secret society of the ultra elite have a better plan than just, here's a booklet full of rules? Like, it seems really easy to get into. They didn't have to memorize anything. Nobody had to do a keg stand. We didn't have to memorize a mission statement. But whatever, it's your society, not mine. Moving on. I don't remember what the kid's name is, but he looks like McGee from NCIS, so he's going to be McGee. So McGee's roommate finds out that he joined the Skulls and now he wants all the details, but McGee's like, no, I can't give you any details because it's a fucking secret society. And then his roommate was like, anything that's that secret and that elite can't be good. And then the roommate's on the paper and wants to do like an expose, sneaks into the castle and starts taking pictures and shit. And Paul Walker's like, hey, don't fucking do that. And then he keeps doing it. And then they get into a fight. And he falls off like this balcony because they live in a fucking castle and dies. But it's not really Paul Walker's fault. And somebody staged it to look self-inflicting, but McGee knows better. Also, Charles from Diary of a Mad Black Woman is the cop. Anyways, the rest of the movie is McGee and his girlfriend and his friends from high school basically solving the murder and trying to prove it to the cops. And then they have a gentleman's duel, which is exactly what you think it is. And then he doesn't go back to the Skulls, which seems like something you can only get out through death, but they don't see it that way. This is legitimately the worst cult ever. It was harder for me to get out of my Just Fab subscription than it is to leave the Skulls or join. But 2000, so neat. 5 out of 10? Yeah, 5 out of 10 because I had a good time. Can you take me higher to a place with a membership fee?